I just got home with the Jewel. This is the 18-foot car hauler. Heavy duty ramps. Massive 18-foot deck. The tires are serviceable condition.
So I brought this trailer home so full of optimism, you know. Like sitting here, it looks okay, but right there, the very first thing you see, there's no spare tire on it because the battery box in the wrong place. You see the wire hanging down off? That's the wire from one of the brakes disconnected. There's a broken light. Another broken light. Another broken light. The deck is screwed. It's all patched together. Turns out the tires were all full of metal and they were shot. I had to buy a whole new set. This bar here was twisted all to hell. So you walk around this trailer and the initial thing, you can see that fender on the other side. See how badly it's wrinkled? On both fenders, the inner panel where it's welded to the edge of the frame, the welds were broken. And on that left side fender in particular, the sheet or the metal was sticking right in, almost rubbing on the tire. Here's that twisted bar that I gotta straighten out again. At this point, I haven't even realized the problem with the way that these ramps angle forward. That so-called massive deck. It's not massive, it's 18 feet. It's adequate. But the way those ramps were sitting, I was losing 2 feet of deck space. And right there, I've got to relocate that light for the license plate. You can't drive a night legally without a light on your license plate. Among the many things, you can see there's no winch on the trailer at this point. And we haven't even talked about the brakes or the bearings and stuff on these hubs.
This is Grizzly Country Outdoors.
Yeah, this morning I'm just banging out this bar here for the ramp. That's coming along. Well, I've been banging on this for 40 minutes. That's pretty darn straight considering what it started out looking like. So, the heck with it. I'm gonna call that good. Alright, so the first thing I did this morning, I banged this out straight, flattened it right out. Had to buy 2 new clips. They were in, it was just a loose bolt in the one, and the clip was worn right out. Yeah, even the simplest thing makes me crazy. These 2 holes for these pins, they were all galled, egged out, so these pins were tighter than hell. Had to use a hammer to get them in and out. So I took a drill and run them through those holes, cleaned them up. Now they fit the way they're supposed to fit. Here's another thing that's unbelievably simple. The jack for the trailer was just riding in the box of Buddy's pickup truck, because he couldn't do a simple thing like put a pin on there. So I did the sensible thing, and the jack is riding in its rightful location. I got that fixed. Had to straighten out. The one here was bent. Heated a little bit, banged it with the hammer. But I gotta take it off because I'm not finished. I gotta relocate these junction boxes. But yeah, that's the way the spare tire is supposed to ride, and that's the way it will ride. So this, I already determined that this junction box is fine. It's not in the way of the spare tire at all. It's actually a good spot for it. But this battery box, no, it's completely in the way. I can't put it on. Yeah, new location for the battery box. I determined that's the best, simplest place to put it. I pre-drilled the holes, as you can see, and then that helps, like these self-tapping screws. They work pretty slick. So once I get the last hole done there, I'll get the battery box mounted on there. So both the black and blue wires are already long enough and the white wire is ground. I just have to attach it on one of these other screws up here. Anyway, that simplifies the job immensely. Well, there you go, all wired up again. That blue wire fed onto this terminal, the black right here. Sweet. And by putting the battery box over here, but by putting it over here, because there's another access hole into the junction box there, I didn't have to change the wires, just fed them in there. Now the tire's where it's supposed to be. And a lock on it. I tried to buy some new deck boards. I need like 7 deck boards, but they don't sell a 20-footer, so I will end up milling my own boards on the Alaska mill one of these days. Yeah. Oh yeah, and one other order of business that I forgot to mention. That guy, I got to weld a bracket here. I'm gonna make a mounting bracket in such a way I'll be able to slide it in and out of a socket here on the trailer deck, but I'll also be able to run it in the receiver hitch of my truck if I need. Eventually, it'll go on the Dodge 1-ton. Well, there you go. I got the winch mount built. Yeah, so winch mount built. Now what I got to do, I got to take this plate, got to weld the socket on it, and what I'm going to do right here, that plate's going to go here, and I'm going to weld it and brace it. There's only a single bead running down that inside, you can't see that very good, I bet you, but there's only a single bead on each side running down there, so that's not the strongest weld I've ever seen. So I'm going to create a gusset here on each side to strengthen this, because this, there can be one hell of a pile of pull on there. And I'll remove the spare tire. I'll put a gusset on the face of that, like this, similar to this angle iron I welded on there. Overbuilt is the way I tend to go. And there's what she looks like sitting in the receiver hitch of the truck.
So I built a mounting bracket for the bottom of the winch with a socket on it that can insert into a socket that I'm going to put on the trailer, as well as the receiver hitch of my truck. But I also wanted a plate on the trailer with a bracket that the whole mounting assembly of the winch can actually slide in and out of that, so that I can have the front of the trailer completely removed from the winch socket, etc. So pretty crazy maybe, but it worked really well. Also, I had to brace the hell out of that central piece of channel that's on the front of the trailer that this whole thing mounted on, because it had just a pretty weak bead welded down each side. So I put a heavy duty gusset of angle iron on there, welded that on, and you can see here there's the gusset that I am talking about. And then this is what it looked like when it was finished. That angle iron is 3/8 inch thick, very strong, and I created a situation with the mounting holes so I could have either a high or low mount. That bracket, the 3/8 bracket that the thing slides into, it never deflected or moved whatsoever. And then finally, I at the suggestion of a guy on Alberta Outdoors forum, I bought this kit here, this wiring thing, and it is the slickest thing. Hooks directly to your truck battery, runs back. There's a quick connect from that long cable from the truck battery, And then the terminals that are on the winch, I actually replaced the original wires for the winch with the kit that came there. So there's a socket on that, and they just mate together, and bam. That is the slickest way to run your power. I don't have to carry around a 12-volt battery or anything. It's beautiful. Continuing to pick away at the trailer here. Built me a custom tongue lock, because I hate thieves, and there's 2% of this country is friggin' scumbags. Heavy duty lock, heavy duty steel, all welded. The fixing the running lights on the trailer was pretty straightforward. I just had to go buy new lights and also the rubber grommet that it mounts it. And so I replaced 3. And then, but this light now that illuminates the license plate, I had to buy a whole new light and relocate it because it had been at the bottom of the fender, which was a stupid position, quite frankly. Heavy duty heat shrink. 1/4-inch fuel line, so it's super heavy duty, protected from rocks and stuff, as it has to be on the inside of the fender. And by the way, on the other lighting, when I did the repairs, the wire lights, I did the same with those. And I'm just finishing up here and installing this. And once I got this light fixed, then I put the license plate back in place. So I've been frigging around for a day and a half on these lights, but I've got them finished. New license plate, light there. Show you what I did here. Put heat shrink around it, and then this is 1/4-inch fuel line that I put it inside. Put a new grommet on there, new light and new grommet. That wiring was all good. I didn't have to do a thing with it. I just got done this. This wire was broke right off. I guess actually when I tested them, this little row of 3 lights, that light right there is burnt out. So I'm gonna end up having to take this off and probably throw a bulb in it. But otherwise, I'm 100% now. My trailer lighting, beautiful. I can take this thing down the highway without a concern. So now I got the easy stuff out of the way, which took me a day and a half. Now it's the angle iron welded on the inside of that fender skirt there on each side, and then bolt those guys up. So the reason I used angle iron and bolted the fenders in place is because the metal there on the fenders and the angle iron was too light. I couldn't weld it with my stick welder. Well, there we go. It's September 10 and I've had the trailer 2 weeks. I finally got to this. I think it's fairly safe to say that we don't have brakes. Well, this is the update on the old car hauler project, the project that never ends. I got this thing a little over 2 weeks ago, and holy old bald headed. So much stuff I've had to fix on it. Hubs were shot. Brakes were shot. There's no pads left on these at all, just metal. Anyways, so I've got the new backing plates installed. Had to get brand new tires. The tires were all shot. What else? Oh yeah, hubs were shot. 4 brand new hubs sitting there. And then here's this morning's project. I actually just finished. I had done the other set of backing plates yesterday. So I got these 2 installed. There's a grease fitting there. Oh well, there used to be. I got a simple thing like slap the old grease gun on there, right? Well, that stupid grease fitting, it fell off. Here we go. So the other side, as soon as I put the grease gun on, it fell off too. Broke right off. So I got to
drill and that out, tap it, and put new grease fittings in. So anyway, she's gonna be a beauty once it's done. So we had the tractor on most of the way, but we need to get it up so the bucket's kind of here. So we had to put these poles under this to winch on to make sure we clear the top of the winch. So we're good to go. Yeah, well, it's a gas engine, right? Diesels almost always have two. Anyway, we're done winching this on, and it went pretty damn good, I have to say. Well, that worked slicker than hell. These timbers were necessary to get the bucket to clear the top of the winch. But we've got the weight of the tractor now where I'm comfortable with it. And to be honest, we were starting into this fender. We couldn't go any further with this one anyway. The engine's not running at the moment, so it was strictly Armstrong steering to get it to the position it's in. But we got her sucked on there good with the come-alongs. Beauty. She's an International 460. And it's going to my buddy's nephew's place where the Dodge Power Giant is sitting. So that's it for this little short piece of video. We'll throw a little more video as we unload this guy, and maybe we're getting the Power Wagon loaded.
So if you look at the way this tractor's sitting on here, I do not have those big rear tires anywhere near far enough up the trailer. And this trailer actually was terribly overbalanced to the rear, not enough tongue weight. It wanted to sway anytime I got even up to 80 kilometers an hour, so which can be a very dangerous condition. Lesson learned, balance your load.
Here we are looking at the old car hauler once again. So I did something here that is a bit unusual in a car haul. I've got these rails on it. The reason is I am a firewood cutter, and I haul a couple of cords of birch firewood every year, plus firewood from the hut camp and stuff. That's why I need the rails. So you can see these are super heavy duty. They're full 2-inch thick. I milled these with the Alaska mill, and I secured them here with carriage bolts. I made sure to have the carriage bolt head on the inside so that it's not possible to cut a tire on my truck or my ATV, etc. But then because these are fixed, and this is a car hauler, I needed access holes for my chains. I put 5 on each side, 3 in the front section here, 2 at the back. When I'm hauling firewood, there's another piece of this spruce in the back that's going to go across here, and I have yet to figure out exactly how I'm going to secure that. I kind of have a notion, but I need a quick, simple way to attach it that doesn't interfere with a vehicle coming on the inside. I can't have anything that's going to be in the way of my tires. So I'll figure something out. Anyway, so there's my rails. The 2 step ladders are going to be made into tree stands, by the way. Now, the day I loaded my old truck, which is sitting just right there, you see these damn ramps, how they angle forward? Well, I lose nearly 2 feet of cargo space with those ramps. And they were designed to sit in this position. See how this edge here's got the angle cut? That's the way they were designed. So what I did, 25 inches I measured, I added a second pin. So with that second pin here, I can stand these ramps straight up, and that gives me the full 18-foot deck surface of the trailer. It's a big deal. It's an extra 2 feet. And in the video when I loaded the truck, you can see the trouble I had because of the ramp position. Yeah, I welded these up here yesterday. It's decent enough weld. They're not going to break, that's for sure. Now I cannot weld upside down. So the bottom weld, I actually took the ramps completely off and flipped these up so that I could do a weld in the proper or top position. I suppose a good welder can weld upside down, but I sure as hell can't. So there you go, just to show you the position of the ramps when they're standing straight up. I've got the full deck surface, as you see. So, yeah, all the issues I've had with this trailer, the only thing left, 2 things that are left actually. One of these days I'll probably buy new fenders, but these fenders are perfectly serviceable. I don't really need to. The deck, the lumber that I milled, same time as I milled these rails, it's out in the back drying until spring. And then I'm going to replace the deck of the trailer. Had to put a new license plate light here. Used to be down in this position, which was silly. It was all smashed to hell because stones hit it, right? Here it's protected. I had to replace some of the lights. My winch bracket works fantastic. I can slide the winch in and out of there, and I've pulled some heavy loads. When I was milling these planks, I was winching those big spruce out of the bush, and those plates, they don't deflect at all. The very first thing I had to do in this trailer was relocating this damn battery box. It used to be over here where it blocked mounting the spare tire, which was silly. So the panel here where your wiring all connects, it's got an access point for your wiring on either side. So it was a simple thing. I undid 2 wires, moved the box over, brought the wiring in from the opposite side of the box. It was so simple to move. It's unreal. What else? Oh yeah, I built this custom lock because thieves suck. I guess I could tighten that a little more. I had these, I didn't want to suck the heads in too deep, you know, because the wood's going to dry. And probably by spring I'll have to tighten all of these up a fair amount. Yeah. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching.